This image was removed within hours of being released, but it wasn't because it was fake. It was because it showed something that was never, ever supposed to be seen by the public. Let's start from the beginning. The photograph appeared, almost silently, in a rarely accessed internal archive. There was no caption, no official explanation, nothing to give it context. Only a single stark note was attached, written in bold red letters. Do not circulate. At first glance, it looked completely ordinary. It was a seemingly mundane scene, something you might scroll past without a second thought. But the few who did see it, the archivists and researchers who happened upon it in that brief window of time, started noticing things, small details that were just off. Something unsettling, a shadow that didn't match its source, a reflection that showed the wrong thing, and then the big one, a presence in the frame that simply shouldn't have been there. It was subtle, almost hiding in plain sight, but once you saw it, you couldn't unsee it. The entire composition of the image felt wrong, fundamentally broken. The image was quietly taken down, almost as mysteriously as it appeared. There was no public statement, no correction, no retraction, just silence. It was as if even acknowledging its existence would confirm something dangerous, something the world wasn't ready for. The digital footprint was scrubbed clean. Before the file vanished completely, one analyst who had seen it left a final, chilling remark in the access logs. This should never have existed. Now, what could be so terrifying in a single photograph that it warrants such an extreme reaction? We're used to images being censored to hide lies, to manipulate a narrative, or to protect sensitive information. But this felt different. This felt like they were trying to hide a truth so profound and disturbing that it could shatter our understanding of reality itself. Let's speculate on what this image might have shown. Could it have been evidence of a technology far beyond our current capabilities? Imagine a historical photograph, say from the 1940s, and in the background, someone is clearly holding a modern smartphone. Not a prop, not a smudge on the lens, but a crystal clear detail that rewrites our entire timeline of technological advancement. Such an image would be an anachronism, a paradox caught on film. Its release would invalidate decades of history and science. The implications would be staggering. Was our progress secretly guided? Have we been visited? Or is time not the linear path we believe it to be? Deleting the image would be the only way to maintain the status quo, to prevent widespread panic and a crisis of belief. Or maybe the anomaly was biological. Think about a nature photograph from a deep-sea expedition or a remote, unexplored jungle. In the frame, among the known species, is a creature that defies every law of biology we know. Something that looks less like it evolved on Earth, and more like it stepped out of a nightmare. Not just a new species, but something that challenges the very foundations of evolution and our place in the natural world. If such a creature exists, what else is out there? Are we truly the dominant species on this planet? Releasing such an image would incite fear, yes, but it would also trigger a frantic, perhaps dangerous search for this entity. Censorship, in this case, could be a desperate attempt to keep Pandora's box sealed shut. Then there's the most unsettling possibility of all. The presence that should not have been there was not an object or a creature, but something else. Something that hints at a different layer of reality coexisting with our own. Imagine a routine photo of a bustling city street, but in the crowd, there's a figure that appears translucent, or a person with features that are geometrically impossible, glitching in and out of existence. Not a ghost in the traditional sense, but proof that our reality is not as solid as we think. Maybe it's a glimpse into another dimension, a simulation's error, or a being that operates on physical laws we can't comprehend. An image like that wouldn't just be scary, it would be philosophically devastating. It would mean that everything we know, everything we see and touch, is part of a much larger and much stranger cosmic picture. The note, "This should never have existed," would then take on a whole new meaning. It's not just that the photo shouldn't have been taken, it's that the subject itself is an aberration, a violation of the natural order. The method of its removal is also a key part of the mystery. The silence is deafening. Usually, when a fake or misleading image goes viral, authorities are quick to debunk it. They release the original, show the edits, and explain how the manipulation was done. They want to control the narrative, but in this case, there was no debunking, no explanation. This suggests the image was authentic. Acknowledging it, even to deny it, would be to admit that the thing in the photo is real. It's the classic Streisand effect in reverse. They don't want people looking for it, so they pretend it never existed in the first place, hoping the memory fades into an internet urban legend. But what about the people who saw it? The archivists, the analysts? What happened to them? Were they sworn to secrecy, forced to sign non-disclosure agreements backed by serious threats? Or were they discredited, their claims dismissed as hoaxes or hallucinations? This is where the story descends from a simple mystery into the territory of a full-blown conspiracy. The human element is the loose end. An image can be deleted, but a memory is much harder to erase. These original viewers become keepers of a forbidden knowledge, living with the weight of what they've seen. This story forces us to question the very nature of censorship. We often think of it as a tool of oppression, used by governments to hide their crimes or by corporations to protect their image. But what if, just maybe, some things are hidden for our own good? What if there are truths out there so monumental and reality-altering that our civilization simply couldn't handle them? Is it possible that there are silent guardians, a real-life men in black, who scrub these anomalies from our reality to maintain order? This concept is terrifying because it implies that we are living in a curated reality, a carefully managed garden where the weeds of inconvenient truths are constantly being pulled. What we perceive as the entirety of existence might just be the approved version, edited for our consumption. The universe could be infinitely more complex, strange, and perhaps more dangerous than we can ever imagine. Some images are censored to hide lies. That's a fact we live with every day. But this story suggests that others are censored to hide the truth. Not a political truth or a criminal truth, but a fundamental, existential truth. The kind of truth that, once known, changes everything. The kind that makes you look at the world around you and wonder what is real and what's part of the show. It makes you look at every shadow, every reflection, every face in a crowd, and ask, what am I not supposed to see? The image is gone, but the idea of it remains. It's a ghost in the machine, a testament to the fact that sometimes the most important stories are the ones that are never told, and the most powerful images are the ones no one is allowed to see. The next time you hear a story dismissed as a conspiracy theory, or see a piece of information vanish without a trace, just remember that single, chilling note. This should never have existed. It might just be more real than you think. Thanks for watching. If you're fascinated by mysteries that challenge our perception of reality, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. We're always digging for the truth, even when it's been buried. Let me know in the comments what you think the image could have shown. Until next time, stay curious